And I would like to welcome our witnesses to the table. And Mr. Shane Stevens, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. I would like to thank Chairman Crawford, Ranking Member Waltz, and members of the subcommittee for the opportunity to present the views of the National Cotton Council regarding the current economic situation in the U.S. cotton industry. Cotton is a cornerstone of the rural economy in the 17 cotton-producing states, stretching from Virginia to California. Unfortunately, the current economic situation is chipping away at that cornerstone and threatening to cause long-term and potentially irreversible damage to the industry and the associated infrastructure. Acreage is down in all regions, and total U.S. plantings are the lowest since 1983. Losses in cotton area translate into pressure on associated businesses, infrastructure, and rural economies. Research has affirmed the multiplier effects on rural economies when cotton acres decline. A thriving cotton industry is critical to the success of many local economies. World cotton demand remains 10% below the peak observed in 2006. Reduced consumption is largely the result of the tremendous increase in polyester use. Excess production capacity, in many cases fueled by foreign government support, is contributing to polyester prices below 50 cents per pound in key Asian markets. The prospect of higher cotton prices is further challenged by a world stocks-to-use ratio hovering at 100%. The increase in stocks was the direct result of policies in place in China from 2011 through 2013. During those years, China supported its cotton farmers by purchasing vast amounts of its production into government reserves at prices well above the world market. Realizing that continually building stocks was not a long-term solution, China instituted a target price program in 2014 at roughly $1.45 per pound. Certainly, China is not the only country to support cotton production with government programs. Recent testimony presented by the National Cotton Council to the House Agriculture Committee provides a more exhaustive review of policies in place in other countries. According to a 2014 ICAC report, international cotton production is supported at a level almost 4 times the level provided U.S. cotton farmers. With the lowest U.S. acreage in more than 30 years, the smallest exports in 15 years, and cotton prices at their lowest level since the 2009 recession, economic pressure is mounting, with revenue down 34% from the average levels of 2010 through 2013. Given the cumulative impacts of the past 2 years, producers are increasingly concerned about securing finance for the 2016 crop. Commodity markets are cyclical, and low prices are the cure for low prices. However, in the current cycle, the cure may not come in time to sustain many producers, businesses, and local economies reliant on cotton. Futures markets suggest that a relatively flat price situation is likely at least through the 2017 crop, if not longer. To provide much needed relief, the industry is asking USDA to designate cottonseed as an other oilseed for the purpose of the price loss coverage and agricultural risk coverage programs. The 2014 Farm Bill includes statutory authority for the USDA to designate other oilseeds for inclusion in Farm Bill programs. The infrastructure for the cotton industry will continue to shrink unless there is a stabilizing policy for cotton to help sustain the industry in periods of financial pressures such as currently exist. In order to provide timely relief, the Secretary has requested to implement the program for the 2015 crop. Streamlined implementation can be achieved by offering the option to receive cottonseed PLC ARC payments on generic base attributed to cottonseed without penalizing producers who made other program planning decisions. For 2016 and beyond, the U.S. cotton industry will work with the Secretary to develop comprehensive provisions of the PLC ARC programs. Numerous lending institutions have expressed their support for the proposal through letters to the Secretary. There is a similar letter being circulated among members of the House, and we thank those of you who have signed and encourage those who have not yet signed to please do so. The cotton industry generates annual economic activity in excess of $100 billion. Implementation of the cottonseed proposal will play a critical role in protecting that economic activity. We understand the significant request represented by the proposal, but we believe the current economic conditions requires immediate action. Support provided by a cottonseed program should be viewed in the same manner as other farm program spending, which is an investment in not only production agriculture, but the rural economy. Thank you, and I will be happy to answer questions at the appropriate time.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens.